Hi there, Matt from CLG again. This is lesson number 10 in the series on music theory relating to your assignment, which is your music theory primer. Today we're going to be talking about chords, and the exercise that it relates to in your assignment is exercise number 12. So a major triad is built on the root note, a major third, and a perfect fifth. So let's have a look at that in action. In the case of C major, we start with C, which is the root of the chord, and then we can just place a third and a fifth above that. We know that if we go up a space above the line of middle C, so to this area here, we've got a second, third, fourth, and fifth. So all of our chords are going to be based on a 1-3-5 pattern. So we can just basically go in and put those notes in before we start anything else. So now we need to determine the specific intervals on the keyboard. So for a major third, we go up 4 half steps or 4 semitones to get to our major third note. And a perfect fifth, we go up 7 half steps or semitones to get to that perfect fifth. So in this case, the case of C major, we don't have any black notes, so on our stave, we don't need to fill in any sharps or flats in order to create the correct chord of C major. Let's have a look at another example of a major chord. Here's E flat major. So we start with E flat and we put in the third and the fifth notes. Look at the keyboard and we go up 4 semitones to get to the major third, which in this case is G. And then we go up another 3 semitones, or 7 in total, to get to our perfect fifth, which in this case is B flat. So in this case we need to add 1 accidental to create the correct chord, and we have an E flat major triad, which sounds like this. So let's have a look at a minor triad. A minor triad is created from a minor third and a perfect fifth. So that major third is flattened by 1 semitone. So let's build C minor. Start with C, generic third and fifth, go to the keyboard, and we play up 3 semitones or half steps to get to E flat, and then we play up 7 in total to get to our perfect fifth, which is still G. So finally, to create the correct chord of C minor, we need to write 1 accidental, which is E flat, into our chord to create the correct chord. Let's have a listen to that. Rightio, there are 2 other types of triads that we're going to look at. One is an augmented triad, which is built on a first, a major third, and a raised fifth or an augmented fifth. So let's have a look at that. Start with C, write the generic intervals. Now we go up a major third, which is 4 semitones. Now we go up 8 because we raise that extra perfect fifth up a semitone or a half step. So finally, to create a C augmented triad, we need first, a major third, and a raised fifth or an augmented fifth note. And the final type of triad that we're going to look at is a diminished triad. Now, a diminished fifth is a flattened 5 note from the perfect fifth. So the notes that we need in a diminished triad are the first, a minor third, and a diminished fifth note. So again, in the case of C, let's have a look at it. C, generic third and fifth. And then we go to the keyboard and we play up 3 semitones to get a minor third. And then we go up another 3 semitones to get a diminished fifth. So we end up with 2 accidentals, E flat and G flat. Okay, so let's put this into practice and have a look at what you're going to have to do for your assessment task. So here I've got your assessment open at exercise 12 on triads. I've also got your supplementary materials open at section 7 chord formulas. First thing you have to do is fill in this grid of the different types of intervals that occur in these different types of triads. And really all you have to do is copy and paste what we've got in here as the formula. So a diminished chord, for example, would have the first note, a minor third, and a diminished fifth. Okay, so fill the rest of those in your own time. Let's have a look at some of the chords that you need to write and identify. So let's have a look at a reasonably complex example. We're going to start at the bottom by identifying these triads before we go onto the top and write them in ourselves. So let's have a look at number 4. Number 4 we have D, F, and A flat. So we know it's a 1-3-5, but what types of third, and fifth is really what we're trying to find out. So the way to do it, if we go to our supplementary materials and we have a bit of a look at the intervals that make up all the types of thirds and fifths that we can use. So we start at D, and we play up to the F note, which is the second note. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 semitones or half steps between the first and the third notes. So that's, if we look at our interval naming chart, basically that becomes 3 semitones, so it's a minor third interval. Then we look at the next note, F, A flat. Start from D again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, we have a tritone or a diminished fifth. So we have first note, which is the root, a minor third and a diminished fifth. And if we put that back into our table, we can see a first note, a minor third and a diminished fifth relates to a diminished chord. So in this case, we have D diminished. We'll do one more example. So we'll have a look at this one, number 6. So we start with A, C sharp, and E. So we go to A, and then we play up semitones to C sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 becomes a major third interval. And then our last note here is an E. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 intervals, which is a perfect fifth. So we have 1, a major third, and a perfect fifth. And back in our formula, we can see that that's a major chord. So number 6 would be A major. So have a go at them yourselves, and probably do the second part of the exercise first, and then have a go at writing them in yourself. Good luck with it.